Duh, guys, the vlogs are back, and today I got a banger. A few weeks ago, me and my mom traveled to Devil's Lake State Park in Wisconsin. Well, not exactly Devil's Lake, we kind of traveled in that area to do a little winter getaway, since we haven't really done much traveling in the past year, and since it was local, it was drivable, we weren't really exposing ourselves or spreading COVID or anything like that. We rented an Airbnb, so we wouldn't be in a hotel or anything. So on the first day of the trip, I was gonna go skiing. And my mom doesn't ski since she's old and she can't. But I decided to go skiing, and I was gonna go skiing at Cascade Mountain, which is one of the biggest ski places in Wisconsin. I mean, just look at this map right here. There's so many runs, and I'm a pretty good skier, so I took a lot of the black diamonds and stuff. And man, this Cascade it is just so much fun. I mean, being from skiing in the Milwaukee area, you just have so many resorts and places that are kind of small, and Cascades is this huge thing with these giant super long runs. I mean, it was just really cool, and the view from the top was really cool. Hard to see on camera, but I just have to say my favorite run was probably I think it was called Narrow Pathway. It was Narrow Ridge, and that was really, really fun. As well as there was this little section on the left I think you saw on the map where it was Ewok, AWOL, and B-Dub, and those were loads of fun too. I mean, it's just a great ski resort, to be completely honest, and it's super insane. It's right, just a 20-minute drive from the north of the capital of Wisconsin, which is Madison, which is kind of in the central southern area of the state. It's just north of there. It's just super fun, honestly. For this next section, I decided to record myself taking a full run down, kind of taking a couple trails down or taking a couple runs down or whatever. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I took the easy courses, right here you see me going on to Glades off of Upper Flanagan, or Badger Pass, I mean. And because I was I don't want to drop my phone on the middle of the ski hill and have to ride a whole lift to get back up there and grab it. So I just decided to take the babyest, easiest ones. I mean, they call me Mr. Skier. I'm pretty good at skiing. So these ones look tiny, and it's because I did not want to risk dropping my phone into the snow and tripping, because I was having to pay half attention to making sure I had everything my phone and stuff in order. So I just took really easy ones. I think right here I'm taking Manitou, which is a blue one, and for those who don't know, it goes green, blue, black. Green is easiest, blue is middle, black is hardest. But this blue one, I mean, it's pretty easy, honestly. People who take those green ones, hey, they're bad. They're dog at skiing even. But I mean, I thought it was a little fun thing to show, an actual ski hill. And again, it doesn't look steep at all, and it's because it's not, because those ones are the easiest courses possible. Here's a cool sunset, and it's the only time the sun was out all day at Cascade, so I thought I'd film it. It's pretty cool. And hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck again. I forgot to do a transition shot, so here we are. We're driving this Devil's Lake State Park, which is this big giant state park, one of probably the most famous in Wisconsin. And it's surrounded by this lake, and there's huge bluffs on either side, So as you can see right here in the trail map, we were going to go over to East Bluff Trail. But me and my mom, the trails were not marked very well since it was all snowy and stuff. So we ended up walking along the lake, and then took East Bluff Trail to get back. So we kind of messed that one up. But walking along the lake was really cool. I mean, the lake was all frozen over. There was snow on top of it. There was a bunch of ice fishers around, which was really cool to see, since that's not something you see every day. Lake Michigan, which is what Milwaukee is on, that doesn't usually freeze over as easily. Yeah, maybe it'll be a couple layers of ice towards the shore, but not really that much. Not a whole frozen lake like this. And these bluffs on the sides are super tall. And it was just a really, really pretty sight. It was very serene, very calm. Just this flat, cool spot with just some ice fishermen out there overlooking these snow-covered bluffs and trees and stuff, and the snow-covered lake. It was really, really awesome. I saw a sign for the Ice Age Trail, since the Ice Age Trail actually goes through Devil's Lake, so we were actually on the Ice Age Trail for this hike. And which is funny, because I think the Ice Age Trail has shown up. I think I've hiked the Ice Age Trail in 4 different of my vlogs, but I only titled it for one of my vlogs just because the Ice Age Trail just snakes through every major hiking area in Wisconsin, to be honest. Okay, then now we're hiking the East Bluff right now. And this was the hardest thing in the world, because I mean, it's snowy out. It's Wisconsin. It was below 0 Celsius. It was maybe 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And there was like, we were hiking up these huge steep bluffs. I mean, you can see that down right there. And there were like these little steps, like these granite kind of jutting out, like stone steps. That would be great in like the summer, you know, because it's basically like steps made from like stones or whatever. But in the winter, there's giant like snow stuff on them. It's icy. There's like the snow was like covering up half the step, and it's like sloped, and then there's nowhere to grip. And we used boots instead of snowshoes, which I mean was a good decision because otherwise we wouldn't be able to get up there. But I mean, it was just absolutely insane. It was the hardest hike I think I've been on. Not the hardest hike. It was like the third hardest hike I've been on in my life. It was so difficult. And my mom also slipped a couple times. I mean, I didn't, because, come on, you guys know me. I don't slip. But, I mean, in the end, honestly, it's a really cool view. Because after you get to the top section and get to past those super duper steep parts where you can barely even grip anything because it's snowy on the steps, it's a really cool view. After we finished the East Bluff Trail, we went over to this like Steinke Basin loop thing, as you can see there, and we actually took the wrong direction, so we ended up hiking a lot longer than we wanted to. But it ended up being really cool. This woods shot is nice, and we snowshoed that whole time, whereas we just didn't snowshoe the time before. But that was a cool little section of the trip. Next up, we decided to hop over to Mirror Lake State Park, and we just kind of checked it out. We weren't actually by the actual Mirror Lake. We were on this different section that wasn't actually Mirror Lake, despite it being Mirror Lake State Park, but it was still a pretty cool experience. You know, I don't really often take winter trips besides a couple ski trips here and there, so it was pretty cool to just be able to take a winter trip and appreciate the winter beauty. And even hiking in it, it's cold, but once you're hiking, you get going, you get hot. I took off my coat like halfway through the Devil's Lake hike, you know, so I mean, I think it's definitely worth to take winter trips more often, and the snow is really pretty on the trees, as long as it's not snowing during any of the hiking, and that would make it a lot worse. And right here is Lake Delton, which is right like along where we stayed, and there's the ice. I mean, it's so thick you can't even like see through it at all. It was really thick. All in all, that was our trip. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Enjoyed the vlog. All in all, Devil's Lake and Cascade Mountain are awesome. I'll definitely be going back to Devil's Lake in the summer. It was awesome. Thank you guys for watching.